In Iceland, February is the coolest month. Darkness reigns and the hours of daylight are few, yet the oceans around the island teem with life. When diving, the eider doesn't only use its feet, but also flies underwater with its wings. Capelin roe are an import resource for the eider. At its densest, a shoal of capelin may contain 5 million eggs per cubic metre of sea. In Iceland, the eider is a resident species. It's by far the most common duck species in the country. The drakes are in their full summer plumage. Strong and powerful, they see no reason to back down. In June, the eiders come ashore to seek out their nesting grounds, many of which have existed for centuries. No doubt the natural conditions there are favourable for their survival. Mating begins during the winter. The females pick a mate each year. The males are amorous and restless. The comely females move with a sensuous grace. The lucky drakes stick close to them. Even if a female is accompanied by a drake, she's besieged by other suitors. The female eiders feel that their time is coming. Hormonal changes loosen the soft layer of down under their feathers. The nesting season extends over 3 or 4 weeks. When the first ducklings are hatching out, the last of the females are laying their eggs. The farmer of Norðurkot strove to protect the eider colony in every possible way after he became responsible for it. The most dangerous predator is the Arctic fox. The only effective solution was to enclose the entire colony with a fence to keep the foxes out. Strange as it may seem, the foxes do not climb the fence, even though it's less than 1 metre high. But that is the case. The fox will try all possible means of going under the fence or finding a way to squeeze through, but he'll not jump over. In this sequence, we see a farmer rescuing a nest from a flood, including the mother eider. While the female is incubating her eggs, she doesn't feed. She needs water though, but can content herself with a little dew or rain at the nest. Eider colonies vary in size. The biggest one in Iceland includes more than 7,000 nests. The down of the eider is extraordinarily soft and fluffy, a natural miracle material of which only a limited quantity is available each year. The eider has enjoyed protected status since 1847. This is the foundation of eider farming in Iceland, which is carried out on about 400 farms in the country, including the land around the presidential residency of Bessastaðir. The female lays an average of 4 or 5 eggs, 1 egg a day. When all the eggs are laid, she begins to incubate. Collecting down from the nest is hard work. Initially, only part of the down is taken. In due course, the nest is revisited when the ducklings are gone, and the remainder of the down is then taken. Incubation of eider ducklings takes 27 days. In addition, the female must have enough energy left after incubation to take care of the ducklings so that they can hope to survive. The mother doesn't take her ducklings down to the water until they're quite dry after hatching. Most children love animals. Pets give them great pleasure, but being allowed to touch a wild bird is a special experience. Seagulls too often take eggs in bird colonies. The nesting birds can't be protected from all such depredation. The eiders often escort their ducklings to freshwater ponds, but not the sea. Studies show that the life expectancy of eider ducklings is much higher if they spend their first days on fresh water. The ducklings get up to all sorts of mischief, but their mothers are tolerant. After the eider has gone, the rest of the down is gathered. Cleaning the down is a demanding task. Concentration and skill are required to remove the large bits of waste from the down, mostly fragments of eggshell and scraps of vegetation. One nest yields about 18 grams of clean down. This means that about 60 nests are needed for one quilt. A final cleaning at cleaning centres is necessary. After that, the down is ready for export. For the first few weeks, the mother eiders stay with the ducklings in shallow water with their own special diet. Their diving ability is limited as yet, and small accessible shoreline creatures are an ideal source of food. Along the shore, nets are spread to catch lumpfish. Scraps of net can be dangerous to the eider. At the colony, the birds are observed. They are caught and the net fragments removed. Eiders nest all around Iceland in varying conditions. In shallow water, the female eiders do a sort of tap dance, stretching up and stamping their feet on the bottom. This swirls up sand and with it food. The ducklings follow suit. When the tide goes out, hollows are left in the sand. In Iceland, methods of cleaning eider down have developed which are unparalleled elsewhere in the world. The down is dried and disinfected by heating it to a temperature of 120 degrees Celsius. After that, the down is placed in a machine which removes grass and foreign objects. From there, it proceeds to another machine that separates the feathers. The mechanical cleaning of eider down is nevertheless based on the ideas and methods of our forefathers. Finally, the down is hand-picked to remove any remainders of feather or dirt. This work requires patience and precision. Eider down expands extraordinarily. A handful becomes a pile of down when released. This is the reason for its unique insulation qualities. At the end of the breeding season, the males molt and form a sort of men's club. They shed their fine summer plumage. They may lose their white plumage almost entirely. Throughout the winter, the eider will remain at sea until it returns to its breeding grounds next spring.